Good morning students, how are you all? Hope you are all safe at home. In today's class, we are going to study grammar. Okay, we are going to study grammar. So in grammar, we are going to see the noun. So we have already discussed what is meant by noun in the previous class. Shall we recall it? A noun is the name of a person, place, thing or an animal. So what is meant by noun? Noun is nothing but it is the naming word. Okay, it is the naming word. It is the name of the person, place, thing or an animal. Example: Ram, Chennai, bird. Okay, Ram, Chennai, bird. So these words are called as the naming word. So it is known as the noun. So in this class we are going to discuss about the kinds of nouns. Okay, what we are going to see? We are going to see the kinds of nouns. So how many kinds of nouns are there, students? Very good. There are 4 kinds of sentence. The first one is the common noun. Second one is the proper noun. The third is the abstract noun. And the fourth one is the collective noun. So what are they? Common noun, proper noun, abstract noun and collective noun. Now let us see one by one. Common noun. So what is meant by common noun? A name given to a person, place, thing or animal. So common noun means a name. So it is also a name given to a person, place, thing or an animal. So in common noun there won't be a special name or a specific name. Okay, there won't be a special name or a specific name. We will mention it as a common one. Okay, we will mention it as a common one. For example, boy, girl, tree. So these are all the common names. Where is it given a specific name? Boy. So if we mention a person, how we will mention either a boy or a girl. We won't mention in a specific name. So if we didn't mention them in a specific name, it is known as the common noun. Okay, common noun, a name given to a person, place, thing or animal. Example: boy, girl, tree. Okay, the second one is the proper noun. Special name given to a particular place, thing or animal. So proper noun is nothing but it is of giving a special name or a specific name to a person, place, thing or animal. Example: Ravi, Sheila, banyan tree. Okay, shall we compare the proper noun to the common noun? So in common noun I have given the example as boy. The first example as boy. So it is in a common name. But in the proper noun I have mentioned the boy's name as Ravi. I have mentioned the boy's name as Ravi and I have given a special name to that boy. I have given a special name to that boy. So it is known as the proper noun. Look at the second example, Sheila. So in proper noun I have given example as Sheila. In common noun I have given example as girl. So in this it has been mentioned as a common name, but in proper noun I have given a special name to that girl. Okay, I have given a special name to that girl as Sheila. So it is known as the proper noun. So look at the third example, banyan tree. In common noun I have mentioned only the tree. Okay, I have mentioned the tree as a common one, but in proper noun I have given a special name. I have given a specific name to the tree as a banyan tree. So it is known as the proper noun. Have you understood, students? Proper noun is nothing but it is a special name given to a particular place, thing or animal. Example: Ravi, Sheila, banyan tree. Shall we move on to the next noun? So the third one is the abstract noun. Okay, the third one is the abstract noun. A name for the thing which we cannot smell, touch or feel. A name for the thing which we cannot smell, touch or feel. So abstract noun is also nothing but it is also a naming word, but we cannot able to smell, touch or feel. We can't able to smell, touch or feel. Look at the example: angry, laugh, angry, kind. Can you able to smell the laugh? No, we can't able to smell the laugh, angry and kind. Okay, so it is known as the abstract noun. So abstract noun is nothing but a name for the thing which we cannot smell, touch or feel. Example, love and be kind. So in these words we can't able to feel them physically. So it is known as the abstract noun. And the last noun is the collective noun. Okay, collective noun. Name of a group of people, things, animals that we think as a whole. So collective noun is nothing but it is a group of people, things, animal that we think as a whole. So they won't be a single person. Okay, they won't be a single person. They will be a number of persons or the number of things or the number of animals as a group. Example: flock, family, crowd. What is meant by flock? Flock means number of birds, not a single bird. Number of birds. We can able to count them. It will be as a group. So it is known as the collective noun. Family. We can't able to say a single person as a family. If there are more than 2 persons, we will mention them as a family. So we can't able to count the number of persons. And the third one is the crowd. If a lot of people gather, what we will mention? We will mention them as a crowd. So there will be a group of people. So it is known as the collective noun. So collective noun means nothing but name of a group of people, things, animals that we think as a whole. Example: flock, family, crowd. So we have discussed the 4 kinds of sentences. So what are they? Common noun, proper noun, abstract noun and collective noun. So common noun is nothing but it is a name given to a person, place, thing or animal. And the proper noun is the special name. Okay, a special name or a specific name given to a particular place, thing or animal. And the abstract noun is nothing but it is a name for the thing that we can't smell, touch or feel physically. And the collective noun means name of a group of people, things, animals that we think as a whole. Okay, next we are going to see about the nouns in number, gender and case. Okay, nouns in number, gender and case. Okay students, next we are going to see the nouns in numbers. Okay, nouns in numbers. The singular noun refers to only one person, place or thing. So you have already known what is meant by singular noun. So if we refer to a single thing, person or the place, it is known as the singular noun. Likewise, plural noun refers to more than one person, place or thing. Okay, if we refer to more than one person, place or thing, it is known as the plural noun. So a singular noun refers to only one person, place or thing. A plural noun refers to more than one person, place or thing. So now let us see the singular noun and plural noun. Okay, if the word ends with S, SS, SH, CH, X or Z, what we have to add in plural noun? We have to add ES to the word to make it as a plural. If the word ends with S, SS, SH, CH, X or Z, we have to add ES to make the word as a plural noun. For example, wish, wishes. Okay, the word ends with the letter SH. See, SH. So we have added ES to the word to make as a plural noun. The second one, box. So this word ends with the letter X. Okay, so we have added ES to make the word as a plural noun. Wish, wishes, box, boxes. Okay, second one. If the singular word ends with the letter O, we have to add S or ES. Okay, if the word ends with the letter O, we have to add S or ES to make the singular noun as a plural noun. Example, photo, photos. Okay, so in this, the word ends with the letter O, so we have added S to make it as a plural noun. Tomato, tomatoes. So we can't able to add only S to the tomato, so we have added ES. So we have to add either S or ES to make the singular noun as the plural noun. Next one, Y. If the singular noun ends with Y, we have to add IES. Okay. If the word ends with Y, we have to add IES to make it as a plural noun. Example, city. So in city, the word ends with the letter Y. So I have added IES to make it as a plural noun. The fourth, So if the singular noun ends with F, what we have to add? We have to remove the F. Okay, instead of F, we have to add VES. For example, life, lives. Okay, life, lives. Okay, next we are going to see the nouns in gender. Okay, nouns in gender. We use masculine noun for males. They belong to masculine gender. Okay, we use masculine nouns. So, if we refer to a male, we will use the noun in masculine form. Okay, we will use the noun in the masculine form. They belong to the masculine gender. For example, man, uncle, king, hero. Okay, man, uncle, king, hero. So, all these words refers to whom? It refers to the masculine gender. Okay, that means the males. Okay, man, uncle, king, and hero. We use masculine noun for males. They belong to masculine gender. So if we refer the male, we use the masculine noun. Example: man, uncle, king, and hero. The next one. We use feminine noun for females. They belong to feminine gender. So, to whom we will use the feminine nouns? To represent the females. So, if we represent a female, we will use the noun in feminine form. Example, woman, aunt, queen, heroine. Okay, woman, aunt, queen, and heroine. So, if we refer to a female, we will use the noun in a feminine form. We use feminine noun for females. They belong to feminine gender. Example, woman, aunt, queen, and heroine. So the next one. We can use some words for both men and women. They are known as common gender. So in common gender, we will use the same word for both the men and the women. Okay. Example, child, friend, teacher. So in child, it may be either the boy or a girl. Likewise, friend. This friend may be either a boy or a girl. Likewise, the teacher may also be either a boy or a girl. So, if the words are in a common gender, we will use as a common one. Okay, we can use some words for both men and women. They are known as common gender. Okay, have you understood? Child, friend, teacher. Next one. Non-living things are said to be neuter gender. Non-living things are said to be neuter gender. So, if there is a non-living thing, how do we represent? We represent in a neutral one. Example, book, table, river. These three words are living one? No, it is a non-living one. So, we will represent them as a neuter gender. Shall we see from first? Nouns in gender. We use masculine nouns for males. Okay, if we represent a male, how we will identify them? We will identify them as a muscular noun. They belong to masculine gender. Example, man, uncle, king, and hero. We use feminine noun for females. They belong to feminine gender. If we represent the female, we will mention them as a feminine noun. Example, women, aunt, queen, heroine. We can use some words for both men and women. They are known as common gender. Okay, if we represent a name for both men and women, it is known as the common gender. Example, child, friend, and teacher. So these three words can either be a boy or a girl. Okay. So we can represent them as a common gender. Non-living things are said to be neuter gender. Non-living things are said to be neuter gender. Example, book, table, and a river. Okay, next we are going to see the nouns in case. Okay, first one, subject. The subject of the sentence carries out the action of the verb. To determine the subject, we need to ask questions like who or what. The subject of the sentence carries out the action of the verb. So by identifying the verb, we can be able to come to know that what the subject is doing. Okay, what the subject is doing. Through the verb, we can be able to identify what the subject has been doing. To determine this subject, we need to ask questions like who or what. To determine the subject, we need to ask questions like who or what. For example, Priya is reading. Okay, Priya is reading. So to identify the subject, what we have to do? We have to ask questions like who or what. So what is Priya doing? Okay, what is Priya doing? So Priya is reading. Next, the earth revolves around the sun. The earth revolves around the sun. So how we can able to ask questions using who or what? What revolves around the sun? For that the answer is the earth revolves around the sun. So we have to use the question word as who or what to determine the subject. Okay, who is reading? So the answer is Priya. Okay, so through the question word who, we can able to identify the subject as Priya. Likewise, what revolves around the sun? So using the question word what, we can able to identify the subject as earth. Okay, the subject of this sentence carries out the action of the verb. To determine the subject, we need to ask questions like who or what. Next one, object. The object of a person is the person whom the action of the verb is carried out. The object of the person is the person whom the action of the verb is carried out. So how we can able to identify the object? To determine the question, we have to ask question like whom or what. So to determine the object, we have to ask questions like whom or what. Example, Ram wrote a letter to Raj. Okay, Ram wrote a letter to Raj. So who is writing a letter? The answer is Ram. Okay, so by asking the question word, by using the question word as whom, we can able to identify the subject. And what is the subject is doing? So what the subject is doing? The subject Ram is writing a letter. Okay, the subject Ram is writing a letter. So using the question word whom or what, we can able to identify what the subject has been doing. So the object of the person is the person whom the action of the verb is carried out. So through the subject, we can able to identify what is the subject has been doing. The last one, possessor. The noun shows the possession or the ownership of something. Okay, the noun shows the possession or ownership of something. So what is meant by noun? Noun means it is the name of the person, place, thing or the animal. So possessive noun means it belongs to someone. Okay, possessive noun means it belongs to someone. The possession or the ownership. Ownership means belonging to somebody of something. Example, this is Virat's book. Okay, I have written example as this is Virat's book. So book is the object. So that book has been belonging to Virat. So this is known as the possessive. We use apostrophe to show the possession. So this is the apostrophe symbol. Okay. So to denote the possession, what we will add? We will add the apostrophe. Okay, we will add the apostrophe. This is Virat's book. So the book is belonging to Virat, and we have added apostrophe to determine the possessive. The noun shows the possession or the ownership of something. Example, this is Virat's book. We use apostrophe to show the possession. Shall we see from first? Subject. The subject of the sentence carries out the action of the verb. To determine the subject, we need to ask questions like who or what. So how we can able to identify the subject? Through the verb. Okay, and also we have to use the question word as who or what to identify the subject. Object. The object of the person is the person whom the action of the verb is carried out. To determine the question, we have to ask questions like who and what. So what we have to use the question word to identify the object. We have to use the question word as whom or what by the subject. Okay, possessor. The noun shows the possession or the ownership of something. We use apostrophe to show the possession. So possession means it's nothing but it is the belonging to somebody or something. Okay, so to denote the possession, we will add the apostrophe. Okay students, now let us see the exercise how to do. In page number 2, underline the nouns in these sentences and state whether they are common, proper, abstract or collective noun. So they have given certain sentences for you and one has been done. They have planned to go to the zoo. So what you have to do? You have to identify the noun in the sentence and to write whether it is the common, proper, abstract or collective noun. So in the first sentence, the zoo is the noun and it is the common noun because the zoo has not been given a specific name. The second sentence, I am going to Dubai next month. So Dubai is the specific name of the place. So you have to underline the word Dubai and write whether it is the common, proper, abstract or collective noun. So you have to do all the other 8. The next one. Circle the noun that does not belong to the group. So they have given 4 for you and one has been done. The first one, Ria, April, Mumbai, girl, Wednesday. I'll read it once again. Ria, April, Mumbai, girl, Wednesday. So except the girl, all the nouns denote the proper noun because Ria is the specific name of a girl, April is the specific month, Mumbai is the specific place and Wednesday is the specific day. But the girl is a common noun. So this has been rounded. Okay. So you have to do the another 3 which does not belong to the group. Okay, next one, concrete and abstract noun. So we have already learned what is meant by abstract noun. So abstract nouns are things that we can't taste, touch, smell, hear or see. On the other hand, concrete nouns name objects that we can see, hear, taste, smell or touch. So concrete nouns are opposite to the abstract nouns. In the abstract noun we can't able to feel it physically, but in the concrete noun we can able to feel physically. Identify whether the words in bold or abstract noun or concrete noun. So they have given sentences for you. Let us see it. The first one, Anis was given an award for his courage. So the courage has been highlighted. So you have to identify whether this courage is abstract or concrete noun. So this courage can't be felt physically. Okay, so it is known as the abstract noun. If the word is abstract noun, you have to write A. If the word is concrete noun, you have to write C. The second one, the door was opened when I came from the school. So the word door has been highlighted. We can able to touch the door physically. So it is known as the concrete noun. So you have to fill the remaining sentences like this. In page number 3, add the correct suffixes from the box to make concrete abstract nouns. You may need to make changes to the spelling in some words. First of all, what is meant by suffix, students? If we add letters to the end of the word, it is known as the suffix. If we add letters to the beginning of the word, it is known as the prefix. So here they have asked to write the suffix. Okay. Cold. So they have added NESS at the last of the word. Coldness. So these are all cold, curious, bore. So these words are called as the abstract nouns. So you have to add letters to make it as a suffix. The second one, wise. So I am going to remove this E and add DOM. Wisdom. And the third one, curious. So what we have to do? We have to add any one of the given letters to make it a meaningful one. So I am going to add curiosity. Curiosity. So likewise you have to fill the remaining words. In page number 4, underline all the nouns in these sentences. List them in a correct column. So they have given 10 sentences for you. Okay, the first one. The wind was blowing gently. The wind was blowing gently. So wind is the noun in the sentence. So they have given columns for you. Okay, they have given columns at the bottom. So you have to write whether the noun is countable noun or uncountable noun. So what is meant by countable noun? We can able to count them. What does mean by uncountable? We can't able to count them. Likewise, you have to find the noun in these sentences and to write whether the nouns are countable or uncountable. Look at the second one. I borrowed a pen from Rajar. So the pen is the noun in the sentence. Is pen a collective noun? Can you able to count it? Yes, very good. So you have to write the pen in the countable noun. In page number 6, we have seen the singular and plural. Children, there are some exceptional cases, okay? See here, there are some exceptions to this rule. We add only s to some singular nouns ending in f. So what we will do, if the singular noun ends in f, we will remove the f and we will add des. But in some cases, we won't remove the f and simply we will add s to the singular noun to make it as plural. Example, roof, roofs, believe, believes, chef, chefs. Okay, next one. We change the vowels in some singular nouns to form plural. In some other cases, what we will do? We will change the singular noun to make a plural. Example, man, men, women, women, food, feet, tooth, teeth. Likewise, okay. Sometimes there is no change to the noun in the plural form. For some words, we will write the same singular as the plural noun. Okay, we won't change it. For example, deer, deer, sheep, sheep, fish, fish. So both the singular and the plural will be the same for some words. We use different words in the plural form. Okay, we use different words in the plural form. For example, ox, oxen, child, children, person, people. Okay students, in page number 7 they have given exercise for you. So you have to do it. Write the plural form of these nouns. Look at the first one. Cough, coughs. So the singular noun has ended with f. So we have removed the f and have written ves. Next one. Edge, edges. Potato, potatoes. If the word ends with the o, we will add s or es to the singular noun to make it as a plural noun. Likewise, you have to fill all the other. In page number 8, write the singular form for these nouns. So they have given the plural form. What do you have to do? You have to write the singular forms for these words. In page number 10, we have seen the nouns in gender. Okay, changing masculine noun to feminine noun. We add ess to some masculine nouns to form feminine nouns. Look at the example, lion, lioness. So the lion is the masculine and the feminine is lioness. The second one, shepherd, shepherdess. So what we have to do? We have to add only es to the masculine form. Sometimes we have to make changes to the spelling before adding ess to form feminine nouns. So this is an exceptional case. So what we have to do? We have to change the spelling before adding ess. For example, tiger. So tiger is the masculine. So while writing in feminine, the letter has been changed as tigres. So before adding ess, we have changed the spelling for the tiger. Likewise, waiter, waitress, emperor, empress, master, mistress, duke, duchess, god, goddess. So these are all the exceptional cases. Sometimes we use different words for the masculine and feminine nouns. So look at here, bridegroom, bride, rooster, hen, horse, mare, bull, cow, drake, duck. So the whole masculine has been changed. Okay, it has been changed. We didn't add any esses or we didn't change the spelling. The whole word has been changed for the feminine form. In compound nouns, we add or change word before or after the main noun to form the masculine or feminine noun. For example, grandfather, grandmother, cock sparrow, hen sparrow, billy goat, nanny goat, headmaster, headmistress. So in some cases, some word will be changed. For father, mother, cock, hen, Billy, nanny, master, mistress. Okay. Okay students, in page number 12 they have given exercise for you. You have to fill these exercises. Next in page number 16. So this is the noun in possessive. Okay. Rewrite these phrases in the possessive form using apostrophe or by adding apostrophe plus s. The toys of children. The toys of children. It is a phrase. Phrase means it is nothing but it is a group of words. So while writing in possessive form, what we have to add? We have to add the apostrophe or apostrophe plus yes. So the children's toys. Likewise, the bicycles of the twins. So what we have to write? How it will be changed? It will change into the twins' bicycle. The order of the commander-in-chief. So we will change into as the commander-in-chief's order. So we have to add the apostrophe, or with the apostrophe we have to add the yes. So likewise you have to fill these exercises. Okay students, you have to fill all the exercises. The answer key for this exercises will be attached with this video. Okay students, so this is for your home assignment. Complete page number 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 12 and 16 in your English grammar book. Okay. So you have to complete these pages. Okay. You have to complete these exercises in your English grammar book. See you in the next class students. Thank you.